Have you ever sent your child to stay with a relative you trusted? What I'm about to tell you will make you think twice. This is the story of little Oluchi, and what happened to her will shake you to your very bones. But before we start, if stories like this touch your heart, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss our African tales. Now, let's begin. The red dust flew up from the ground as the old bus shook and rattled down the bumpy road. Inside, 12-year-old Oluchi pressed her face against a dirty window, watching the tall buildings of Lagos get smaller and smaller behind her. Her mother sat beside her, holding a small bag with Oluchi's clothes. Mama's wrapper was faded from too much washing, and her face looked tired, the kind of tired that never goes away, even after sleeping. "Oluchi, you must be a good girl for your Auntie Ngozi," Mama said, her voice quiet like she was talking to herself. "She has agreed to take you. She will send you to school. This is your chance for a better life." Oluchi nodded, but her stomach felt like it was full of stones. She didn't want to leave. She didn't want to go live with Auntie Ngozi, who she had only met twice at Christmas. But Mama was struggling. After Papa died, money became like water slipping through their fingers. Here today, gone tomorrow. The bus bumped over another big hole in the road, and Oluchi's head hit the metal bar behind her seat. She bit her lip to stop from crying. Big girls don't cry, she told herself. Big girls are brave. After 5 hours, they finally reached Auntie Ngozi's village. The sun was setting, painting the sky orange and purple like someone had spilled paint across it. The air smelled different here, like with smoke and fresh earth after rain. Auntie Ngozi's house was the biggest one on the street. It had a black gate and white walls that looked new. When they knocked, a tall woman with a bright smile opened the door. "Ah, my sister, my dear Oluchi." Auntie Ngozi pulled them both into a hug that smelled like expensive perfume. Come in. You must be tired from the journey. Do you think Oluchi's mother made the right choice? Comment where you're watching from. Inside the house, everything sparkled like it had just been cleaned. The floor was so shiny that Oluchi could see her face in it. The chairs were covered in plastic that made a funny sound when you sat down. "This is your uncle, my husband, Brother Emeka," Auntie Ngozi said, pointing to a short man with a round belly who sat in the corner reading a newspaper. He looked up and smiled, showing gold teeth that caught the light. Welcome, small Oluchi. You are now part of our family." Something about his smile made Oluchi's skin feel cold, like when you step into a dark room. But she pushed the feeling away. Mama had taught her to respect her elders. That night, Mama left. Oluchi watched from the window as the bus took her away, getting smaller and smaller until it was just a tiny dot on the road. She felt like a piece of her heart was riding away on that bus too. "Don't look so sad," Auntie Ngozi said, putting a hand on her shoulder. "You will be happy here. Tomorrow, we will go buy your school uniform. You will go to the best school in this village." And for the first 2 weeks, everything seemed perfect. Oluchi got new uniforms, 3 different ones, all pressed and neat. She got new shoes that didn't have holes. She got books that smelled like fresh paper and pencils that had never been used before. At school, the other children were jealous. "Your auntie must love you so much," they would say. "Look at your fine things." Oluchi would smile and nod. But at home, something was beginning to change. Like this video if you're already feeling worried for Oluchi. It started small. Little things that made Oluchi's stomach twist. Uncle Emeka began coming home earlier from his shop. He would sit in the parlor and watch her do her homework. Just watching. His eyes following her like a cat watching a mouse. "Oluchi, come and bring me water," he would call. "Oluchi, come and change the channel on the TV. Oluchi, come and collect this money to go buy me cigarettes." Always calling her, always wanting her close. Auntie Ngozi was barely home anymore. She had a new job selling clothes at the big market in the next town. She would leave early in the morning when the sun was just waking up and come back late at night when everyone was already sleeping. "Don't worry, Brother Emeka will take care of you," she would say, rushing out the door with her bags. One evening, Oluchi was in the kitchen washing dishes. Her hands were deep in the soapy water when she felt something behind her. before she could turn around, Uncle Emeka was there, too close, his body pressing against her back. "You're doing a good job," he whispered, his breath hot and smelling like beer on her neck. His hand touched her shoulder, then started moving down her arm. Oluchi froze. Her heart began beating so fast, she thought it would jump out of her chest. Every part of her body was screaming wrong, wrong, wrong. "Uncle, I need to finish," she stammered, stepping away so fast that soapy water splashed on the floor. He laughed, a low, ugly sound. "What's the rush, small girl? I'm just keeping you company." From that night, Oluchi stopped feeling safe in the house. The next week, things got worse. Much worse. Uncle Emeka started coming to her room at night. The first time, Oluchi woke up to see him standing in her doorway, his shape dark against the light from a hallway. "I just want to check if you're sleeping well," he said. But he didn't leave. He came closer, sat on the edge of her bed, put his heavy hand on her leg through the blanket. "Uncle, please, I want to sleep," Oluchi whispered, her voice shaking like leaves in the wind. "Sure, Ese, I'm not doing anything wrong. Uncle just cares about you." When he finally left, Oluchi cried into her pillow so nobody would hear. She felt dirty, like she needed to scrub her skin with sand to feel clean again. The next day at school, her teacher, Mrs. Okonkwo, noticed something was wrong. "Oluchi, you look tired." "Are you sick?" the old woman asked, her face full of concern. Oluchi wanted to tell her everything. The words were right there in her throat, pushing to come out, but fear wrapped around her voice like rope. What if nobody believed her? What if Ani Ngozi got angry and sent her back to Lagos? What if Mama was disappointed in her? "I'm fine, Ma," she lied, looking down at her feet. But she wasn't fine. Every day became harder. Uncle Emeka grew bolder. His touches lasted longer. His visits to her room became more frequent. He would bring her sweets and biscuits, like he was trying to buy her silence. "This is our special secret," he would say, his gold teeth flashing. "If you tell anyone, your auntie will send you away. Your mother cannot afford to take care of you. Do you want to go back to suffering?" Oluchi felt trapped like a bird in a cage with no door. 3 months passed. 3 long months of fear and shame and silence. Oluchi stopped eating. Food tasted like sand in her mouth. She stopped playing with other children at school. She stopped smiling. The light in her eyes, the one that used to shine when she laughed, went out like someone had blown out a candle. One Friday evening, Ani Ngozi came home early for the first time in weeks. She found Oluchi sitting on the floor in her room, staring at nothing. "Oluchi, why are you sitting in the dark?" She switched on the light. "And why are you so thin? Have you been eating?" Oluchi looked up at her aunt. In that moment, looking at Ani Ngozi's face, her father, sister, family, blood, something inside her broke open like a dam. "Auntie," she whispered, tears starting to fall. "Auntie, Uncle Emeka, he touches me." The words hung in the air like smoke. Ani Ngozi's face went through many changes, confusion, shock, anger, and then something else. Something that made Oluchi's blood run cold. Disbelief. "What did you say?" Ani Ngozi's voice was sharp like a knife. "Uncle Emeka touches me. At night. When you're not here. He. Slap." The sound of Ani Ngozi's hand across Oluchi's face echoed in the small room. "How dare you?" Ani Ngozi screamed. "How dare you tell such wicked lies about my husband? After everything we've done for you, we gave you a home. We sent you to school. And this is how you repay us? By making up evil stories." Oluchi's cheek burned like fire, but the pain in her chest was worse than any slap. "Auntie, please, I'm not lying. Get out. Get out of my sight." Ani Ngozi's eyes were wild with rage. "Tomorrow, you'll go back to your mother. Ungrateful child." That night, Oluchi lay in her bed, her small bag already packed beside her. Her face hurt. Her heart hurt. Everything hurt. She could hear Uncle Emeka and Ani Ngozi arguing in their room down the hall. "She's lying. That small girl's a liar." That was Ani Ngozi's voice. "Maybe we should just send her back quietly. No need for Walla." That was Uncle Emeka, sounding calm, like he had done nothing wrong. Oluchi curled up into a ball, making herself as small as possible. She felt like she was disappearing. But God works in mysterious ways. That same night, Ani Ngozi's neighbor, Mama Chitty, couldn't sleep. She was sitting on her veranda, cooling herself with a hand fan, when she heard shouting from next door. Mama Chitty was an old woman who had lived in the village for 70 years. She had seen many things in her life, good things and terrible things. And she knew the sound of trouble when she heard it. The next morning, as Oluchi stood at the gate waiting for the bus to take her back to Lagos, Mama Chitty came outside. "Small girl," she called out. "Come here." Oluchi walked over slowly, her eyes red from crying all night. "That man," Mama Chitty said, pointing toward Ani Ngozi's house. "That Uncle Emeka, he has done this before." Oluchi's head snapped up. "What?" 5 years ago, his wife's younger sister came to stay with them. That girl was about your age. She left after 6 months. Nobody knew why, but I saw things. I heard things. An old woman like me. People forget I have eyes and ears. Mama Chitty reached out and held Oluchi's hand. Her skin was wrinkled and soft like old paper. "I believe you, child, and I will not let you go back to Lagos in shame." What happened next was like a whirlwind. Mama Chitty marched straight to the village head's compound, pulling Oluchi along with her. The village head, Chief Okafor, was a strict man who hated injustice more than anything in the world. "Chief," Mama Chitty called out, "we have a serious matter that needs your attention." Within 1 hour, half the village had gathered at Chief Okafor's compound. News travels fast in the village, faster than lightning, faster than wind. Ani Ngozi came, her face twisted with anger. Uncle Emeka came too, wearing his best shirt, looking calm and confident. "This is nonsense," Ani Ngozi shouted. "That girl is lying on my innocent husband." But Chief Okafor raised his hand for silence. "Everyone will speak. Everyone will be heard." First, Oluchi told her story. Every painful detail. Her voice shook, but she didn't stop. This time, she let the truth pour out like water from a broken pot. Uncle Emeka laughed. "Chief, this is a child with too much imagination. I have been nothing but kind to her." But then Mama Chitty spoke. She told about the other girl from 5 years ago. And then something amazing happened. A young woman pushed through the crowd. Her name was Adiz, and she was now 20 years old. She was a girl Mama Chitty had talked about, Uncle Emeka's first victim. I was too afraid to speak before. Adiz said, tears streaming down her face. "But I can't stay silent anymore. That man," she pointed at Uncle Emeka, "he did the same thing to me. I was 13 years old. I told his wife, but she didn't believe me. She sent me away and told everyone I was a thief." The compound went completely silent. You could hear the wind blowing through the mango trees. Uncle Emeka's confident face began to crack like an egg. Sweat appeared on his forehead, even though it wasn't hot. I don't know what these girls are talking about." But his voice wasn't strong anymore. It was weak, shaking, guilty. Chief Okafor stood up, his face hard as stone. "Brother Emeka, your gold teeth cannot shine away your darkness. The truth is clear." What happened next brought justice that Oluchi had thought was impossible. The village head called the police. Uncle Emeka was arrested right there, his hands tied with rope, while the whole village watched. Some people cheered. Others just shook their heads sadly. Ani Ngozi fell to her knees, finally understanding that she had protected a monster instead of an innocent child. She crawled to Oluchi, grabbing her legs. "Forgive me. Please forgive me. I should have believed you." Oluchi looked down at her aunt. She felt many things: anger, sadness, betrayal. But she also felt something else growing inside her chest. Something that felt like freedom. The news reached Lagos the same day. Mama borrowed money and took the first bus to the village, her heart pounding with fear and rage and love all mixed together. When she arrived, she found Oluchi sitting under a tree with Mama Chitty, eating roasted corn and trying to smile through her tears. My baby, my daughter. Mama ran and pulled Oluchi into her arms, holding her so tight like she would never let go again. They cried together for a long time, the kind of crying that washes away pain little by little. Mama, I'm sorry, Oluchi whispered. Sorry? Sorry for what? Mama pulled back to look at her daughter's face. You did nothing wrong. Nothing. Do you hear me? That evil happened to you, not because of you. Those words, those powerful words, began to heal something deep inside Oluchi's heart. Mama Chitty, the old woman who had saved everything, stood nearby with tears in her own eyes. That child is brave, she told everyone who would listen. She spoke her truth, even when no one believed her. That is real courage. Chief Okafor made sure Uncle Emiko was transferred to the police in the city, where he couldn't bribe his way out. He was charged in court, and because Adiz also came forward with her story, the case was strong. On Ngozi, she lost everything. Her husband, her reputation, her peace of mind. She lived with the shame of not protecting the children in her care. Some people said she got what she deserved. Others felt sorry for her blindness. But this story isn't really about her. 3 months later, Oluchi was back in Lagos with her mother. Mama had found a new job at a shop that paid a little better. It wasn't much, but it was honest work. But something wonderful had happened because of Oluchi's courage. Mama Chitty, the old village woman, had a son who lived in America. When he heard what his mother had done, how she had saved Oluchi and helped bring justice, he was so proud that he sent money for Oluchi's school fees. Not just for 1 year, but for all her years until she finished secondary school. Your bravery saved you, Mama Chitty told Oluchi when they came to say thank you. But more than that, your bravery has saved other children. Because now, people in our village know that they will be heard. They will be believed. And monsters like Uncle Emika will not go free. Oluchi also started seeing a counselor, a kind woman named Mrs. Adeyemi, who helped her talk about her feelings and understand that none of what happened was her fault. Healing doesn't happen in one day, Mrs. Adeyemi explained. It's like watching a seed grow into a tree. It takes time, water, sunlight, and patience. Slowly, day by day, Oluchi began to feel like herself again. She started smiling real smiles. She started playing with friends. She started eating food that actually tasted good again. And even though bad dreams still came sometimes, dreams where she was back in that house, feeling trapped and scared, she learned that she was stronger than her fear. She learned that speaking up, even when you're terrified, is the most powerful thing you can do. She learned that there are good people in the world. People like Mama Chitty and Chief Okafor and Mrs. Adeyemi, who will fight for justice. Today, Oluchi is 15 years old. She's one of the top students in her school. She wants to become a lawyer when she grows up, someone who protects children who can't protect themselves. Sometimes she goes back to the village to visit Mama Chitty, who she now calls Grandma. They sit under the same tree, eating roasted corn and telling stories. And whenever Oluchi tells her story to other young girls, and she does, because she believes they need to hear it, she always ends with these words. If someone touches you in ways that make you feel uncomfortable, it is never your fault. Tell someone. Keep telling until someone believes you. Your voice is powerful. Your truth matters. You matter.